Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Little Red Riding Hood. She was very much loved by her grandmother, who gave her a beautiful red cloak, and since she always wore it, everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother asked her to take a basket full of food and sweets to her sick grandmother, who lived in a cottage deep in the forest. Before she left, her mother warned her, "Don't talk to strangers and go straight to your grandmother's house." While walking through the forest, Little Red Riding Hood encountered a wicked wolf, but she didn't know he was dangerous. The wolf asked her, "Where are you going, Little Red Riding Hood?" She replied, "I'm going to my grandmother's house to bring her this basket of food." The wolf, being cunning, suggested, "Why don't you pick some flowers for your grandmother? She will love them." The girl agreed and started picking flowers. Meanwhile, the wolf ran quickly to the grandmother's cottage and arrived before Little Red Riding Hood. When the wolf reached the house, he knocked on the door. The grandmother asked, "Who is it?" The wolf, imitating Little Red Riding Hood's voice, said, "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I brought you some food." Overjoyed, the grandmother invited him in. As soon as the wolf entered, he pounced on the grandmother and swallowed her whole. Then he dressed in her clothes and lay down in her bed, waiting for the girl to arrive. A little while later, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the cottage and knocked on the door. The wolf, disguising his voice, said, "Come in, my dear." She entered and noticed that her grandmother looked strange. She asked, "Grandmother, why are your ears so big?" The wolf replied, "To hear you better, my dear." Then she asked, "And why are your eyes so big?" The wolf said, "To see you better, my dear." Finally, she asked, "Why are your teeth so sharp?" The wolf shouted, "To eat you with," and jumped up to devour her. Just at that moment, a hunter who was passing by heard Little Red Riding Hood screams. He rushed into the cottage and killed the wolf, saving both the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood. The grandmother was still alive inside the wolf's belly, and the two of them thanked the hunter for rescuing them.